Hey guys, and welcome back for another carving video. So in today's video, we are going on a trip together to Shippensburg, Pennsylvania for my first ever chainsaw carving competition. I have been so excited to share this footage with you. It was back in April, but I finally just got all the footage together to edit a video. So you're gonna get to see what I carved throughout the competition, as well as what my good friends carved and some other carvers from all over the world. Chainsaw carving events are a crazy experience, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So with that said, let's hit the road and head to Pennsylvania. Okay guys, so we just finished 8 hours of driving with a trailer, which is new to me, and lots of traffic. So I am ready to do nothing but sit, even though I've been sitting all day. But let me show you the hotel room. So what's really cool about the Shippensburg competition is the fact that they provide a hotel room. So nothing crazy, but I mean, clean, nice. 2 queen beds, and then there's this really cute outdoor bar. So super nice. Very excited to finally be doing some carving events. So we got all of our snacks already in here. We still have so much more to bring in. But before we get too comfortable, we do need to get the trailer down to the fairgrounds. That way I can start setting up my 12 by 12 tent, because it's gonna rain tomorrow. I don't really feel like setting that up in the rain. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna call it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. It is the morning of day 1. The event actually starts tomorrow, but I'm calling this day 1 because we're getting started today. So it is breakfast time, and then we're gonna head to the fairgrounds and see if the log's ready. So it is day 1 of the Central PA Chainsaw Carvers Festival. Little bear! I gotta try not to fall down this hill. The evening prior, I did run to the fairgrounds to drop off my trailer, set up my 12 by 12 pop-up, and start unloading some of my inventory. And while I was there, a couple of my carving friends told me I had to go pick out a log. So in this specific competition, carvers get to choose their logs, there's no log draft, and it's sort of first come first serve. So since I got there early, I kind of had pick of the litter. So after going over some of the logs, I ended up finding one that I was happy with, and I spray painted my name on it. And then equipment came and brought my log to my spot. So I just finished setting up. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me. There's a lot of saws running right now. But if you can hear me, I'm about to show you my setup. Okay, so I'm gonna start carving now, but I'm really happy with how everything's laid out. So this is my big masterpiece log. I cut it to 5 feet. So we're gonna make something epic. So let's go. Okay, let's rewind here and pause for just a second, because there's a couple things I want to share with you before we continue. So the first thing is I want to introduce you to my neighbor chainsaw carvers, because you're going to be seeing a lot of them in this video. So if you're looking at my stand, the gentleman to the left is Jeff Coss, and the gentleman to my right is Josh Miller. And then a few tents down is Joe Wennell, who is actually a chainsaw carver who's also from Maine. So Joe was watching me debark my big masterpiece log with a crowbar. And after a little while of him laughing at me, I think, he walked over with this crazy shovel-like contraption that he made out of some type of roof shingle stripper thing, and he handed it to me and he said, "Try this." So I tried it, and it made quick work of debarking. I still need to make one of those, so thanks, Joe. But the second thing I wanted to mention is I actually got a new saw for this competition that I bought in Delaware and my good friend Josh Miller brought to the competition for me. So the new addition is an Echo 620p and it's my new biggest saw. So back to carving. And that, folks, is the end of day one.
Day two! It's day two! It's day two.
So day two was actually the first official day of this event, where it was open to the public, carvers could sell inventory, and there was a scheduled 1-hour quick carve from 5 to 6, followed by an auction at 6:30. This type of schedule allows the carvers to work on their masterpieces all morning and afternoon, and you're going to be hearing me refer to masterpieces quite a bit in this video, so I figured this would be a good time to break down how chainsaw carving competitions work. So, not every competition operates the exact same way, but they tend to follow a pretty similar schedule. So this was a 3-day event. So carvers usually show up 1 to 2 days early to pick their log and set up. That log is for your masterpiece, which is the carving that you work on throughout the entire event. There are no rules, there are no limits. You can carve whatever you want. So while I overlay footage of us working on our masterpieces, let me talk about what we're each carving. So you have Josh Miller over here.
You get that smoke in HD?
Who might actually be the funniest person I know. And Josh decided to carve a ostrich that you can ride on. Yes, folks, a giant ostrich that you can sit on. And then you have Jeff Coss over here, who decided to carve 3 adorable otters. And then beside him is Miles, who I haven't introduced you to yet because he showed up a day late and whipped out this giant 6.5 grizzly bear in the blink of an eye. I don't know how you do it, Miles. And then myself, being a Harry Potter fan and kind of on a Harry Potter kick during this competition, I decided to carve Hedwig, which is that white snowy owl, on top of a stack of books, a cauldron, and a suitcase. So like I was saying, throughout the entire event, we work on these masterpieces, and we really only step away for the scheduled quick carves. So today's scheduled quick carve is going to be the first quick carve I have ever done and ever attempted.
About to start my first ever quick carve.
So there is this big arena set up in the middle that is fenced off with that plastic orange fencing, and all 55 carvers go in there and we do a 1-hour quick carve. So there's a countdown, and then all of a sudden all these saws start rumbling. You could actually feel the ground rumbling underneath you. There were so many saws running. And with this being my first ever quick carve, I decided to carve an owl since it was something that I'm comfortable with and something I was somewhat confident I could get done, maybe in an hour. About 10 minutes into the quick carve, I started settling down a little bit, and I was able to look up and look around, and there's sawdust flying everywhere, chunks of wood flying across the field, being flicked off people's saws. It was crazy. I just remember smiling so much, and I was like, what am I doing? This is so wild. Like, I never thought that I would be here. And as somebody who is somewhat competitive, like growing up, I always was doing sports and everything. It was just so cool to be back in that competitive environment again. Being surrounded by people who are just passionate and just like love what they're doing. And I honestly loved the quick carve. I was nervous at first, but it turned into an absolute enjoyment. So yeah, so I'm carving this little owl here. End up doing some spray paint color on him. There's people that walk around with these little signs that will have like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, so you can see this woman here walking around with a 30-minute warning sign. And then there'll be a horn at the end that signifies tools down, 1 hour is complete. And then there's a team that rushes out with dollies, and they bring every single carving that was done during the quick carve into the auction tent, and they immediately start auctioning them off.
32. All right, now we have this
wrapping up. You can hear the auctions going.
Dan Hartley.
Number 21, the
Carver number 21.
with a cardinal in the front of it and 2 hearts.
Hey, look at that. Boy, there's a nice turn table right there with your cardinal cards in the front of it. Dan Hartley. All right, hey, on that garden table right there.
And day 2 comes to a close. Day 3 was a big push day. All 55 carvers have to have their masterpieces finished by 1 p.m. tomorrow so they can be judged and auctioned off. And to make things a little bit more sticky, there's a quick carve at noon tomorrow, so I'm not going to have much time to work on my head wig, except for maybe a few hours in the morning. So this thing needs to be pretty much finished by the end of today, and I still need to finish carving it, detailing it, and painting it. I actually skipped the quick carve on day 3, so I could get as much done as possible on our head wig. Being a newer carver, I'm not as fast as the more seasoned carvers, so every hour and every minute counts. So let's get to work. Me and the boys actually stayed late into the evening on day 3. We were out to around 10:30 and we were working under the lights. That way we could get as much done as possible to set ourselves up for the next day. And that wraps up day 3. Today is the big day, day 4, the final day of the Central PA Chainsaw Carvers Festival. So like I said yesterday, we only have a few hours this morning to work on our masterpieces before they are due for judging. So, chop chop! My Hedwig masterpiece is finally complete, and since I skipped yesterday's quick carve, I promised myself I would do today's. So, let's carve some stuff as fast as we can. In today's quick carve, I carved this little bass, Jeff carved this super cute Highlander cow, and Josh carved a leg lamp. Oh, Josh. Immediately after the quick carve was the judging and auction for our masterpieces. There were some beautiful masterpieces at this competition.
$50.75, $50.75, $50.75, $50.75. Anybody else? About it, internet. $50, $50.75. Anybody else? Hey, that Lucy. Yes, 175, 200, 175, 200. I have 175, 200.
Yeah, the birds away.
175 and the 200. Bird, now keep the birds up. $175, $200. And a beautiful horse head. $100 on that horse head. $100 on that horse head. $225 and $250. You had 225? You had 200.
Yeah,
200. Looking for 225. 225.
I was walking around through the crowd of people in the auction tent, and I came across Cody's pigs, this really cute pig sculpture, and I saw it had a red ribbon on it, and I got so excited for him, and I was rushing around trying to find him so I could tell him. And when I finally saw him, we were both so excited, and then someone came over and asked if I saw the ribbon on my carving, and I was like, huh? But sure enough, I walked over to my little Hedwig, and this is what I found. Our little Hedwig masterpiece won the whole competition. I was honestly lost for words. I was definitely not expecting that. Do you see this woman here? She is both a fellow nurse and a fellow Harry Potter fan. And she was the highest bidder on my masterpiece, so she got to take Hedwig home. This is actually me signing Hedwig right in front of her. And that, folks, wraps up the 2024 Central PA Chainsaw Carvers Festival. My next event is the Chainsaw Carvers Rendezvous in Ridgeway, Pennsylvania.
So we are here at the Chainsaw Carvers Rendezvous in Ridgeway, Pennsylvania.
This event had well over 100 chainsaw carvers from all over the world in attendance. It might be the largest chainsaw carving event in the entire world. These types of videos take a lot more effort to make and edit, so if that is a video you are interested in seeing, please let me know in a comment below. But thanks so much for hanging out today, guys. I'll see you in the next video.